Hey Nocturnal, how are you? I'm just setting up my screen at the moment. Oh, that's good to hear. Right. I'm doing good. Yeah, all things considered. Sadly, with the death of Harry, which is mother's dog, it's rather upsetting. He was a really good dog and stuff like that. So yeah, she's still clearly very upset about it. So yeah. Snakes are not creatures to fuck around with. Excuse my French. So it's been a rather upsetting couple of days. And yeah. He was an awesome dog. Let's just say that. And he didn't deserve it. But other than that, I have been busy. So, yes. Alright. So, in the last couple of weeks, I've been fixing up the request for change. We've made this look a lot nicer. A lot nicer than what it was. It surprised me for a second. We've stripped down this to be as minimal as possible. We are ripping out the between dates, I do believe. Did we do that in here? RFC new run item. Yeah, we did it in here. With the idea of it, with us adding extra logic on top of that. And we've got the apply and close modules and stuff like that. And also if we accidentally put this too early, it'll come up with an error. So yeah, and we can add and close and all that kind of fun stuff. So what we want to do today is we kind of want to neaten up this section too. So we want to rip this out and do the exact same thing that we did on the new one here. We also want to kind of remove this information and put it in little tabs. So if we go into let's say this one, we've got a documents tab, we've got linked objects and so forth like that. So we want to create our own little tiny little tab section down here and have the core stuff up here. So we've got to think, what is the core stuff? So the title will be the core stuff. Date restrictions getting ripped out. The between dates will be core stuff. The implementation and QA will be core. I think the description and MISC should have their own sort of stuff, their own little tabs down here. And I think the is blocked by so forth should also have its own sort of tabs. But I think by default is blocked should be the default tab that it lands on. So we're going to set that up today. So yeah, let's jump straight into it. Now the reason why I've jumped into here is I just want to quickly, there's not enough space. All right, I am going to go in here, in modules, we've got the parent modules in here. So we're gonna essentially clone, when I say essentially, I mean we're gonna copy this and essentially modify it directly so that way we've got the same sort of layout and so forth like that. So it's a card, div body, it's got navs. We'll have it called the same thing and so forth like that. However, it will be a different component because this component is only going to be for the RFC. Sorry, the change tasks. So what we want to do is under card information. So we want to put in the parents module in here. So I'm just wondering if I could copy this and just paste it into here. But we kind of want to split it out a little bit differently. Instead of parents module, we want card submodules. And then we just rename the thing down here. We are stripping all of this out. So this will be card submodules. We won't need any of these components. We'll be creating our own components. So we're just going to delete those. So we can delete those. We are going to create a folder under card information and call it submodules. I'm going to put all the submodules in there. And I'm realizing I'm doing it at card and I shouldn't be doing any of that. Because I have had a massive brain fart. This isn't card information, we're dealing with change tasks. So request for changes, then we got modules, and then we got run sheet lists. This is where I'm probably gonna have to fix up some naming convention. Okay, new folder, change task. The approval buttons should be fine. That should be fine under the RFC. The change task information, that should go under change task. Yeah. Okay, so I'm probably going to have to move a few things around because the change task information itself is, yeah, that should go up in the change task. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to paste it in here. Before I do anything, I'm just going to go git status just to make sure I don't have too many changes. Actually, I'm going to do this in a proper terminal so you guys can read it. So git status, all right, git checkout near each static, because we don't need to worry about any of that at the moment. So we've made change to forms. We've made changes to quite a lot of stuff that I haven't submitted yet. So we deleted this. All right, I just didn't submit what we did last time. So git add near each forms. Everything under near beach. New layout for the new change task and git push. All right. That does include this task information moving around. We might also change this RFC change task list and RFC new change task. Just to, yeah, it needs a rebranding. But first things first, let's just jump in. Let's, actually no, screw it. I'm gonna make this rebranding. I'm gonna get it done, get everything compiled, get everything working, and then I'm gonna work on the change task information where we need to actually have those submodules and stuff like that. Because this is actually really annoying me. I keep confusing myself over this run item. So originally they were called run items, and then I rebranded them to change tasks. So first off, RFC new change task. Really, it'll just be called new change task. Go, okay. We are also moving that up to here. And that factored that in. This will still be a module down here. This will just be called change task list. Oh, I guess. No, change task list works there. All right. Now the problem is if we do npm run watch, we're going to come up with a bunch of different errors, so, which is understandable at this particular point in time. Yep, 2 errors. We expected that. Not a problem. We've got the watch running. Let's go. All right. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to run over here, npm run watch over here. Sorry, I should have done it over here. The reason but why, this is bigger text. Everyone can read this. You guys can't read that little tiny text at the bottom. I do apologize. All right, so we've got stuff running. Straight at the bat, we've got 2 major issues. This is fine. Can't resolve modules, RFC run sheet list in components request for change. So we want, I'm assuming, RFC modules. And if we go to the components that it imports, we will have RFC run sheet list. So this will now become change task list, and up here we just comment that out. Import change task list from, and this will be from the modules change task list.view. And then we just need to replace whatever this is up here. So RFC run sheet. All right, just need to find it. So it's down here. So what we need to do is change task list. Like so. So it's the same component, we've just renamed it, or rebranded it. So that's the change task list. We do need, under the change task list, we will actually have a component. We actually find the components down here. We've got RFC run new item. So bang that out, import. Now this is going to be called new change task. From, and we know bang bang, from here what we want is change task, and then new change task.view. And then in the components we want to bang that out, and we want to just type in new change task like so. We want to now find the RFC new run item. And we want to, rename that to new change task. So this is just branding. Once again, just branding. if we click on here, we've got to make sure that we've got this updated with the name, which we don't. So this will be new change task. Change task list. Change task list. All right. And that should work perfectly fine. Okay, so if we go over into our watched again, we've got a few more errors, but we kind of expected that. I don't know. Actually, just wait. Sometimes clear. What it does is when you scroll up, you got this blank sort of page. That's what we're just doing there. So if I scroll up too far, I know where the new line is or starts. All right, this opened. So we've got one error, and that is fine. So field browser doesn't contain ALS. Change task information. All right. Yep. So we're just going to change this now. So this is change task information. It is no longer in request for change. It is under change task, and change task information. Now that's under static, I believe. All right, cool. It compiled successfully. We do have to do one more fix. Oops. So if we go to the Near Beach backend sort of stuff, it does do a template render for the change task. So we click on request for change. We've got change task information in here. Now I am probably going to have to rebrand that and put it up here, which let's just do that right now. Let's go change task. And then just move that up here. We're moving it. All right, we'll have to fix up the back end to do this, but first, also we've got change task information. That should work perfectly fine then. I don't need to change that at all. So I'm happy with that. But what we need is change task information. We need to ignore the static. We need to ignore the tests. We're actually after the views. Specifically this view here, where it's saying get the template from this direction. We're getting it from change task. All right. First off, just doing a quick shakeout. I know projects, but if we do change task information, we've got nothing rendering. Let's go bang in here. Can't access properly call, Webpack modules, module ID is undefined. All right, I've screwed up something, but that's fine. Let's just, sometimes this helps. There we go. Yeah. All right. So this loaded up fine. This loaded up fine, the run sheet loaded up fine. So our rebranding hasn't, we've still got this over here. Change task list is reader only files location. All right, we'll see if we can fix that up. But I think I remember it from last week. So, yeah. All right. Alright, no, I'm getting so terribly distracted by this particular error. So we've got a view warning, extraneous non-emits event listeners, update values were passed to a component but not be automatically inherited because the component render fragment had the next three root nodes. If listener is intended to be component event, I think I know what's going on here. So once again, ignore all the static. We're going in here. So this is saying this is change task list. So we're passed to component, but not automatically inherited because the component renders fragments or text root nodes. If the listener is intended to be a component, custom event listers only declare it using the emits option. So in the change tasks RFC modules, all right, this is a weird one. Because I do use update values quite a bit. So here's an emit of an update value. In this sort of case, this has been rather loose with what it's updating. And it does kind of fit in this sort of location. We do have it in the RFC in multiple locations, but it's saying it's in the change task list. And we got on updates for the RFC information. Here's the change task list. Right, let's just can't do that here. I just want to see if this breaks or whatever. Wait a couple of seconds. Boom, successfully done. Let's hit refresh. All right, let's see if that changes anything whatsoever. So if we undo, all right, so on update values, does update values exist on change task? I don't think so. So we're after change task list. I think that's it. I think I just need to just get rid of this because it's not needed at all. But it doesn't break anything. We get rid of all those warnings. So I'm happy. Oops, we're zoomed in, aren't we? What's wrong with this? Full screen on XL down. Which is fine. This is what we want, but is there padding or something? All right. As you see, I forgot what the purple is. Keep forgetting if it's margin doesn't matter too much. Anyway, spin that off. It's probably got a bug in it because I've zoomed in so far. All right, let's click this open. So we've just done the rebranding. Let's get status, get checkout near beach, static. All right, get status. All right, so get remove. Oh no, this would be simple remove near beach static, and then get checkout near beach static. Get status. There we go. Oh wait, remove near beach static, and then get checkout near beach static. All right, and then get status. All right, that's just getting rid of what we don't need. So we deleted this, yep, which we just moved it. So forth like that. We've updated that. So git add everything, git commit. So rebranded the run list to change tasks throughout the templates. This will make it easier for new devs. Cool. Because that is actually important. We do want new devs to come in and so forth like that. Cool. So now that we've done the rebranding and so forth like that, let's get the npm run watch running again. Otherwise, I'll be like, why isn't this working? Let's start playing around with this one particular screen and updating it. So one thing we want to do is, let's just do that. Let's go to the code. Sorry, I was waiting for this screen to pop up. I won't need that screen, or that screen. Is, let's go to the source code. Once again, sorry. We're gonna copy this and we're gonna rename everything. So in the change task, we're just gonna paste it in. We're gonna call it change task modules. Simple as that. All right. Coming down here, change task modules, and not have it like that. Okay. Straight off the bat, we are going to get rid of all those because we're going to add in our own components. So the component list will drop down significantly. This is actually really important. Do we actually send this information upstream? Don't know, but we'll figure out. We're gonna change this whole entire thing. So instead of misc module tags, we're gonna call it change task. Change task. And all right, let's start renaming this. So instead of groups and users, what do we want? I'm just going to keep right here this information. So the first one, we want the links. So change task links. Second one, we want description, and then misc. I think that's good enough. So when people come, let's take let's take this one. So when people come down, we'll actually have the linked objects here, but instead of calling it linked objects, what would be a better way to actually name it? Because if we're using the same technology as the linked objects, we're not actually linking it to every single object. Change task links. Actually, yeah, let's keep it like that. Change task links. Instead of linked objects, change task links. All right, description and then misc. Change task links. Change task links. And then name it change task links. Pretty stock standard simple. And I'm just wondering if we could potentially use I'm just wondering if we could potentially use this component, because if we can, that would be great. But create new link won't work. Oh, good point. Oh, sorry, give me 1 second. I just realized I should be texting someone. I forgot to text them. Okay, sorry about that. Just finding out what's happening tonight. Okay, cool. So, it would be great if I could reuse this component, because that way I don't need to worry about any of it rendering out. We can have change task links up here perfectly fine. But the one major issue is this deals with links to other objects, whereas this is a meta linking sort of system. The other option is I could copy something that's similar to this, have those minor changes and so forth like that. I can extract this out into its own separate layer, and then both those parent components can use that layer, and that way we should have a different link here, different text up here, and all that kind of stuff. So we've got options to reuse this rendering here. So yeah, won't be too much of a problem. Okay. So we've got change task links. Can I re-update all this? Now we won't have risks. What we'll have is description. So this will be, I realize I've just spelt that wrong. Yes, D, not die. All right. And then misc. And then everything else we just remove. Okay, because we don't need it. Then in here, we've got the ID would be, what was it? Change task links. That will be fine. We'll just remove this. At the moment, we're just having headed ones. Change task links. Easy done. Not a problem. The next one was not risk, it was description, spelled correctly. Oh, we got an update button and everything. Oh, that's kind of nifty. H1 description. And then we've got MISC. And then from there on in, we don't need to worry. All right, let's just go through this data down here. So we've got map getters. So when we're over here, let's open this up. Let's see if we've got the view data coming through. We do. We don't want components. We don't want timeline, sorry. Did they change this again on me? I don't want components. I want the VueJS. But it might be a case that VueJS isn't used on this page whatsoever. VueJS isn't used on this page whatsoever. And hello, Shiv and C. How are you? Welcome, welcome. How was your stream? You're still working on the Django. I keep forgetting what you're working with Django. But I keep forgetting the tool you were using with Django that helps you render stuff out. So it's like jQuery. You going good? That is good to hear. Doing lots of different things these days. Nice. HTMX, sorry. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. So, yeah. I hope you're going well. I'm assuming it's getting late where you are. Did daylight savings just finish for you like it did with us in Melbourne? Because it's really super dark now. I'm learning about Sanity.io as a headless CMS along with the Svelte kit. Oh, it did this wicked same. I already missed the sunlight. I was going to go out riding it at like 6:15. I'm like looking outside and I'm like, I haven't charged my my bike lights. I don't think I can. Ooh. This looks nice. I should show this so other people can see it. Yeah, dark sooner, yeah. What? Oh, okay. What to do after work these days? Yes. Yes, and I don't have a couch yet, so my couch will come in hopefully less than 4 weeks. It has been... both yourself and is that yes. Yes, if memory serves me correctly, Shiv Sea is just across the little river in New Zealand. Yep. I do jokingly state that New Zealand is the 7th state of Australia, just to piss off Kiwis. So, Kiwis like my mother. Mum hates it when I say that. Oh. This looks fun to play with. But yes, I've got to find a new project for Svelte. So hopefully one day soon. So yes, welcome. So for those who've just come in, what I'm doing, or what I have been doing, excusing the delays due to wedding and sadly passing away of my mother's dog, is actually finally focusing on the RFCs and improving it. So I've redesigned this. I've made this so it's a lot shorter to fill out, because the idea is when people fill these out, they fill them out quickly and then they go in for the details and they move things around, they tweak things. So instead of having to do all that detail at the start, a person can come in and quickly fill this out. And then what I'm doing now is, I don't need to open up that screen, is fixing this up, making it look a lot nicer. So removing this and actually having it here but hidden in there. This still there, but moving these down into their own little submodules down here. So yeah, we're just doing the submodules for things right now. That's mean my godfather's daughter-in-law is a Kiwi, and at the wedding the groom said when first met his wife, she was a So there's a lot of sheep jokes that Australian crack at New Zealand's. So it was my mum's 50th. We're travelling back to New Zealand since before I was born. So it's been a while. And she's like looking at me and she's telling me in the most serious way, do not crack any sheep jokes or anything like that, yada yada yada, be on your best behaviour and so forth like that. I was quite bratty at the time. Anyway, we're flying into Auckland and I looked out the window and I pointed, I was like, hey Dad, look, and there's a farmland right there. I was like, can you see the sheep? And Mum's like, you fucking... So, yeah. And funny enough, also, my mum kind of led into the whole sheep sort of thing. In her car, she had little, yeah, people have fluffy dice. She had a fluffy sheep, which one day when I was bored drew little evil teeth marks on. So, yeah. Anyway, what was I doing? I was doing this. All right. Sorry, getting distracted. Now, we are using VueJS in here. Like us with the Welsh then. Yeah, my restaurant is Welsh. His son has a teddy bear and loves it and carries it around everywhere. It's a sheep. Yeah, pretty much the same thing. I think we stole most of your jokes. Just applied them to the New Zealand. So, but it's all love and fun and games. Now, I am just going to hit I won't refresh this one because I actually have data in it. So backup database, let's hit this one. Let's hit the view component. Now we haven't rendered it on here yet, but what I want to do, and this is what I wanted just before, it was only showing components and timeline, not the VueJS stuff, which was weird. So it looks like I am sending stuff up to the VueJS. So we don't need card, we need destination and location ID, we're not. So that's probably something which I've got to send upstream to VueJS. It would be useful. Don't need Kanban. RFC. We are sending stuff up to RFC, which is good. Automatically doing that. The URLs we are sending up, and the user level we might send upstream to. So, yes. All right, so a lot of this stuff we won't need because none of this information needs it. So we don't need user lists, we don't need RFC results. Is read only, we don't need. The location and ID, we don't need any of that. Because we can send it up to the VueJS and skip this component completely. And this component could just render those other components, and those other components can use the VueJS to get to that. So I'm just going to remove that for the moment. We don't need any of this data, which is good. So we can And get rid of that. Computed. We don't need these. We won't need these either. Because this is going to be very simple. I mean, later on I might need a loading component or something like that, but that's fine. So, method, send data. Update backup plan, update risks, update. All right, we don't need any of that information. And mounted, we don't need any of that. So we are ripping out the guts. But that is fine. Yeah, this is... Don't even need Axios in here. This is going to be a very, very simple component at the start. Now, we will need to actually import components. So I'm actually going to put components back in. That is an object, if memory serves me correctly. We will need objects for all of these, but we don't need any of that data. We don't need any of those methods or anything like that. This is just going to render out the little tabs, and that's all we need to do at the moment. If we start adding stuff into this, then yes, we will need to implement more stuff in here. So, sorry, I'm just getting distracted by the cube. All right. All right, let's put this into the whole application and stuff like that. So we will need to, in components, actually create it in here. So we'll need change tasks module in here. So change task modules equals define async component. Oh, wait, I don't need that. I just need to do that and that and that. And then import. And then we just need to type correctly. Webpack chunk name will be change task modules. We need to end that. And then it will be components change task modules. View. All right. Then I need to go to the app because this is new. Change task modules. Like so. All right. Now let's go to the near beach template. So under templates, near beach, change task, we've got change task information. We need to, I'm just wondering if I should put it in here or a bit under. And I think for the moment, we'll put it in here. And then change task modules. Now we've got no props or anything like that. It can just render like this. And then we'll hit refresh. And there it is. So we've got change task links doesn't work, but we'll fix that up very quickly. I think I've just got the IDs wrong. So quick fix. But the description will work and so will the MISC. Which is good. So then I just need to start building up these other components and move this information from up here into there. So that shouldn't be too hard to actually implement. So yeah. Sorry, I'm just solving this very, very quickly. So, if we actually look at, let's say, project information, we actually have a break, simple break. I know people don't like them, but in this sort of case, it does its job. I could put a spacer in there, or a margin top for this. At the end of the day, it is fine how it is. Now we do have this HR. Which I don't like. If I delete that node, all right. So change task modules. And let's fix up this thing. So we've got to change task links. Oh, I've got, yeah, no, this is an ID. It's got to be in a certain way. All right, a couple of seconds to re-render. And I want this one on by default, so no one has to click on it. I'm trying to remember how that's done. Selected equals true. If we go to the RFC and just, that's project information, automatically has this one done. If we go here, click refresh, none of them are done, but when we click on that, it does do it. Oh, that's the one I wasn't meant to refresh, but it does matter. And hey, Jade the developer, how are you going? I hope you're going well. Oh, they've got run sheet open up automatically. All right, that's not a problem. Let's have a look at that request for change. So RFC modules. We're bearded buddies now. Nice. You've managed to grow a beard? Oh, that's good. Share some photos. I've just had mine recently trimmed up for my brother's wedding. Just give me 2 seconds. I will find, I'll find an image. I'm just putting it on this screen just because it might ask me to log in. And last time I logged in online, it gave up my location. It gave, not my location, it gave up my phone number. All right, my screen display, look at that. Oh, I look nice there. Yeah, what I tell my barber to do about my beard. So I'm like, I need it trimmed and neatened. Because where I live, there's a lot of bearded people. So there's a lot of barbers who know what to do with their beard. So yes, lovely trimmed and neatened, and yeah, I'm pretty happy how that turned out. Thank you very much, yes. A bearded barber that looks fine, yes, definitely, 100%. So RFC modules, if I scroll up to the, not the implementation, not the back out, not the test, the run sheet, active and show are in the class. All right. Active and show. Just hit refresh. But yeah, having a nice beard is nice, and I use beard oil every now and then. Which reminds me, I do need to put some beard oil in it tonight. I've refreshed the wrong page. So MISC. No, I want to, whoops. Activated the wrong one, but we know it works now. Look, not on the button. On here. All right, good. What channel for the pick? Do you mean what, Instagram? There. No, Discord. Oh, just general or anything. You said to share. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, just shove it in general. All right, in here. Sorry, I'm just on a different page. Let's just say that. Okay, so we've got this working now. Let's start building up our components. So under the change task, we want to actually have a new folder, and we want to just call it modules. We're going to keep the same terminology that we are in the RFCs and the modules themselves, but modules, how to sub modules type of thing. So yeah. In here, what we want to do is create a new file. What we want to call it is change task descript. If I spell this correctly, description.vue. We also want to call it change task list, link list.vue. We want it to be very specific what it is there for. And we want change task misc. Completely and utterly had a brain fart then. Forgot what I wanted to put in there. There's a lot of tabs at the moment. I'm just going to close them all. Screw it. They're gone. So under the... So we'll close the modules for the moment. Under change task modules, we're going to import all three of those. So we want to import the... I'm just going to expand it so I can actually remember change task description from, and then modules, and then change task descript.vue. Just before I do it, actually, let's template view, yep, script. Default name, change task description. I like it like this. Change task link list. Change task misc. And what we're going to do in here, h1 misc and h1. I need to use my keyboard shortcuts a little bit better than what I am at the moment. This is a linked list. Right, and this will be just, whoa, hold on. H1 description, and then in here I should be able to go import change task description from modules, change task modules, yep, and then change task description dot view. Am I doing this incorrectly? Possibly. Ah. And then components, double checking that I haven't made another mistake. Oops. Components, yeah, components is an object. change task description. Right, good. Import components. All right. Beard's coming along nicely. All right, let's. The picture's still loading for me. Oh, nice. Nice. It is coming along very well. That is a decently nice sort of thickness with the beard. Yes. Definitely. That is definitely going to be a very nice beard. I am impressed. So, yes. All right. Let's get back to this. So import, change task. All right, let's just, wrong one. Import, change task, link list view. I should really just do it here, right? Change task, link list view, change task, misc. Oh. Import, change task, misc, view from and I am going to put just to be consistent, double quotes. All right, so those components can now go in here. So change task description. Change task, oops. This is link list view. Change task, misc. All right, so mine looks awful at the moment. Fair enough. Fair enough. My brother is growing a mustache, just because he can't do the sides very well. I'm refreshing the wrong page. So link list, did I do change task list? Okay, misc, link list. Did I do this wrong? I did this wrong. Did the good old in the wrong tab. I play with it when I'm stress thinking and I end up with patches. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I do the stroke. Sometimes. And when it gets really, really long, the twirl. But yeah, it's rather neat at the moment. It's not as big as I've got it. So I think I've got it around during COVID times, rather big. Just gonna figure out why that's not appearing. I thought is that meant to be there or is it meant to be down here? I think I just screwed up there. All right, let's hit reload. There you go. So we got our link list and all that kind of fun stuff now. Now we can build out what we need. Static typing is annoying. I don't mind types. I will eventually actually get TypeScript into Near Beach. I've just got to figure out what's the easiest way to do it. yeah, just so that when people look at it, they're like, all right, cool, this is going to be a number and stuff like that. I am trying to force it in with the props, but everything else, yeah, I kind of need to sit in and be like, all right, this piece of data is going to have this type of shape and so forth like that. I'm getting distracted with my Rubik's Cube again. Sorry. Okay, so let's start stripping things out from up here. We'll also need to think about when they're down here, how it's going to look and operate. Because if the user's in read-only mode, we don't want anything to be edited. Just adds that bit of resistance while prototyping stuff. Yes, highly agree. Yeah, I just learnt C back. Oh God, it's over 15 years ago now. Jesus, I don't want to calculate it. Yeah, back at university days. So, bit of nostalgic there. Back when, you know, we were doing mathematical programming and stuff like that. And the reason why we were using C back then is because it was a lot faster than any other tools. So if we were doing large sets of data crunching, you would use something like C where it would be low level, so that way you didn't spend days waiting for the formula, you would spend hours. I think my first language was Pascal. Those are words I've heard from the history books. God, I haven't used, I don't think I used Pascal at all. I've used MATLAB, so we also use MATLAB. It was rather nice to use, I will say that. But of course, if you had something that was crunching through data, it would take a little while. Oh God, you know it's serious when there's like the blue screen of death type of code. Real, I, J, and N are integers. We've got an X array of 1 to 10 of real, Y array of 1 to 10 of real. Now I don't know if that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or if you're saying 10 array. I don't know Pascal. So write N equals, and read line N. For I equals 1 to N do, and then you got your begin, your ends, and you got your fair enough. Yeah, I didn't do any of that Pascal. There was a moment where I was going to learn Fortran, but yeah, sadly that moment didn't bear any fruit. So yeah. All right, so I'm going to ignore the linked lists at the moment, just because that will be, oh God, this is wrapped around me. Just because we do want to create our own component, but I've got a plan how I'm going to do this. So it'll be very similar to the object links here. If I can reuse just this component rendering, just here, I'll do it, no problem. I don't really remember it anymore. That was about 15 years ago. Fair enough. Mainly because I want to be able to change this, and I want to change this. So instead of creating a new link where it's connected to every single object, it will only be connected to other things there, and there will be conditions on what will be enabled. So for example, anything that finishes after this particular date and stuff like that. I'll also probably have something that flags connections and be like, hey, this now blocks this. So yeah, that makes me feel old. Yeah, I know. I have been using Linux for 2 decades now. Though I'm on a Mac right now, I still have my tower right next to me. I am building a new Linux machine, but just after I pay my taxes. So I'm going to pay my taxes, and then the instant the new financial year comes across, I'm going to do my taxes, and then I should get some money back, and then hopefully get money back, and then from there, buy a new computer. So yeah, we'll be back on Linux in 6 months or more. All right. So yeah, we won't be using this particular wizard whatsoever because we can't really modify this wizard. However, we will be essentially utilizing some of it. Give Fedora a go. I have a friend who's using Fedora. You're using the immutable one, aren't you? If memory serves me correctly. Which sounds actually a lot of fun to play around with. Where you install things on snaps and stuff like that. Alright, so I'm actually going to see if that's actually possible. But another thing is telling me that if we've got 2 cards, if I move one card across to another, yeah, it might be one of those things where I might not have that ability. That's fine. For side projects, I usually I use normal Fedora workstation for work. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay. What is the time? Oh, it's nearly 9. All right. No wonder why I'm yawning. I'm getting old. Okay, so that's looking fine. What we were doing is we were looking at the submodules and we're looking at, not the submodules, sorry, the request for change, to change task list. So we loop through this, change task name, we've got start task, pause, ready for QA. All right. All right. So I'm just pondering. I use the immutable base OS for side projects. Oh, fair enough. Yep. All right, going through this. Oh yeah, we did all that crazy stuff. And I'm on the wrong thing. I was actually meant to go to modules. So going back to modules, submodules, I want the link, object link. All right, cool. Oh, and it looks like we actually do. So that will be great. So it looks like I'll be able to use the sub-object links to create that. All right, that makes this life so much easier to do. Okay, cool. And then what I would do is I could essentially copy most of this. So we've got the new link wizard, which we'll strip out and we'll have our own. Modal for the new object links. Yep. So we'll have our own modal, sorry. Yeah. All right. This is actually very plausible. We get our destinations and all that kind of stuff. I am going to yank this, close this. We wanted change task stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to paste it in here, and we're going to remove what we don't need anymore. So going down here, we need to rename this back to change task link list. All right. We don't need new link wizard. We do need the sub object link. So, all right. Let's scroll up to the top. We'll keep the links thing. We don't need this. What we need is in here. We need change task links. We don't need destination. All right. The following are links to other change tasks. Change tasks. You can link a change task to other objects to symbolize the connection between the two. I mean, blocked is blocked by. You can either block an existing change task in the future, or can set it will be blocked by a change task in the past. All right, cool. So object links, link results, links equals 0, requirement spacer, yep, that's all good. Alert dark, sorry, there's no links, yep, perfect, sweet, chef's kiss. We don't need to worry about any of that. Div else relates to, now this is change tasks, we won't need relates to. So we'll need is blocked by, is currently blocking by. We won't need sub object, we won't need parent object, we won't need duplicate. And because if something's running in parallel, we're fine. That's fine. We're only interested in blocking and is blocking. So down here, we want new link, user level, create new link. Yep, this is what we still want. We got the HR at the bottom, and we definitely don't want this. No, but I'm going to put in a note saying we need to implement a change task modal for this. Custom. It'll be custom. Okay, so we'll still need modal, we'll still need icon, we'll still need the Axios, we'll still need the sublinks, we'll still need the icon mix-ins, we'll definitely need the map getters. We will need to deal with the user list going upstream. So that is one thing I need to actually fix up to make this appear. So we got the change task list, change task link list. All right, we've got the icon and sub object links. We've got the mix in right here. We've got the link results is a blank field. Yep, that's fine. We've got the map getters, destination, location, route URL, and so forth like that. Don't know. Well, yeah, we'll have to send them upstream anyway. It does help because a lot of this is all programmed in to be consistent. We might as well be 100% consistent. All right. All right. Methods. New link. All right, we'll need to do write this function. Easy done, you know, easy. We can sleep on it. Under the change tasks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a folder and I am going to call it wizards. So once again, this is following the same sort of convention that we are following with the modules, and also the request for change actually doesn't have wizards. So, well, we don't have wizards for that whatsoever, but we'll have specific wizards for this particular section. So update link results. So this will update the, yep. Okay, cool. So we're gonna piggyback off how we set it up elsewhere and have it be consistent as possible. So that way, if someone else comes in, they're like, oh, I'm familiar with how this code works because it's over here. So, yeah. Update link results. All right, it's just waiting 200 milliseconds to get that data. That is fine. We could potentially just get this data. But then this is an Axios component. This is, yeah, we won't need this data straight up. Yeah, this will still work. Yeah. All right. So I'm happy with this at the moment. Let's see if it renders. That's project information. Once again, on the wrong tab. No, it doesn't. Can't find modules sub-object. Oh, that's all right. Cool. So the module's not being used at the moment, so I'm just gonna do that. All right, where would this be? This would be sub-object link. So models, submodules, sub-object link stop view. So it's just under there. I mean, if we're using this, we could also use the wizards here and then not have the wizards here. So I am going to delete that. Move that to trash. That's fine. All right, cool. Gonna hit refresh. Gonna wait a little while. Gonna hit refresh here. We're getting an error. Sorry. No, I'm gonna nothing there. All right. Request failed with a 403, but we know that we can look at the URL and actually see that the unknown and 0 in there. So we don't have the destination or the location ID sent to the VueX. We can actually confirm that if we go to the view here and we click on view and go VueX and actually have a look up here. Archive cards, we don't need. Card, we don't need. Destination, we need this information. We need this module to actually set that information on the page. So what we need to do is go to change task information. I'm going to put this all the way over here as the hierarchy. It's the toppest, biggest bad guy. We need to go all the way down into the mounted section. If we actually have a mounted section, we don't. All right, cool, not a problem. Mounted. Send data upstream. So we actually have this. So if we go to, let's say, project information, once again, as an example. So project information, we scroll all the way down into the mounted section. We'll notice that we have the user level. Oh, don't I do it here? No, I don't do it on this. I do it on the parents module. All right, so on the parents module, I submit everything upstream. So I've got the destination, update URL, and update user level. So I'm just going to copy this. Now that we're copying this in multiple places, we might look at using a mixin to do this. And then we send that mixin stuff through. I mean, yeah. Update user level, we'll need to actually have that information in here. So we actually do. We do get the user information, user level. Do we actually do it on the change task information up here? User level, yes we do. Is it going to be correct? Don't know yet. So what I'll do, go over here, I'm going to hit refresh. I'm going to fix one thing at a time and hope for the best. So destination and location ID unknown. So do I don't send it down. Oh, all right. Okay. Now another thing is I could just ignore it here and get all this information sent down here, but I feel like, which is what I do with everywhere else, project information, task information, and all that kind of stuff. Instead of having to duplicate that piece of code multiple times, all of them have the parent module running on that page, and that's why I do it at that module sense. To be consistent, I would then probably have to do it on the change task modules, but there's still root URL, user level, and so forth being set up here. I'm gonna set it up here. So vbind, we need destination equals, and then what we've got is card. Vbind location. Is it location ID? I do believe equals. Oops. I left a true equals false in my code from when I was testing something. No one noticed. Oh, good work. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to think if I've left anything stupid lately. I've just left console logs. Okay, so the location ID, I'm just double checking because this has been a while. It will be the project ID, so it will be the card ID. And I don't know if I send that down. And I'm double checking that I'm doing this correctly. Project, yep. I think the cat went to the bathroom. Really stinks. Whew. Alright, sorry. But they asked me to check something, which meant I had to run the case where I needed it to eval to do. Yep, fair enough. Yep. All right. Sorry, that really stinks. Sorry, the cat. Holy hell. I know that feeling. The cat's litter tray is in my office. But at least this is actually in the bathroom. So I will admit, it's a small sort of unit. So it's a 2-bedroom unit. It's got a decent amount of space in it. So I've got a decent amount in the living room, decent amount in the bedrooms and stuff like that. This is a decent room. This is the smallest room in the place, and it's quite decent. I mean, I'm getting up. I'm standing. Literally, there's the bookshelf. The bathroom's down there, the window's open in the bathroom, and I'm still smelling it. It's just... Wow. All right. Jesus. I'm going to be right back. Give me 2 minutes. Sorry. going to be change task ID. We've got user list. User level we've got. What else do we need? Change task ID. That's all we need for this. Let's hit save. Let's go back over here. Let's just hit refresh. We know that there's going to be an issue. The destination and location ID. All right, let's view page source. All right. Loading module, error module. It's up here. So destination, change task, and location ID 3. All right, don't know why that errored out. Change task information. Change task information. Where did you go? So change task information. That should be update destination, destination ID, and hello. How are you? Nerverja. I'm having trouble saying names today. I'm terribly sorry. I hope you're going well. Welcome, welcome. Excuse the little tiny smoke signals coming up. I just realized that I don't know if the camera's picking that up. Not bad. How am I doing? Just say liken if you want. Oh, liken. Yes. All right. There we go. How are you liking? I hope you're going well. Is that a new name? Very confused. I'm also confused why my code isn't being hit right here. I'll just hit save. Fair enough. Yep. Because you're like a VIP and I'm like, what the hell? I don't recognize that name. Oh God, what's happening to me? Have I forgotten someone? But I'm glad I haven't forgotten you. Share us how you pronounce. Share. Okay. I'm terrible with names. So, yeah. Welcome, welcome. I hope you've been going well. Okay, so that's not. Let's find out what else it isn't hitting. So it's under. I'm not pulling these through. So I need destination. So destination, that will be of type string, and then default would be, I think, nothing. This is where I would look at parent module. Yeah, default nothing. And then up here we need location ID, we need type is number, and default is going to be 0. Alright, cool. Alright, let's hit refresh. The view will do its thing. So destination, yep, cool. They're passing through now. We don't need to worry about the handband board. The RFC, we don't need to worry about just yet. I don't think we need to worry about any information. That information we can collect. The URL. So the static URL is not defined yet. So that's fine. So we've got the root URL. So we need the static URL, and that will be a simple type, string, and default. I think it's just the same. Let's actually have a double check at the parents module with the static URL. Yep. So we're trying to be consistent. And then that should now go up here. And then vbind static URL equals, give me 2 seconds, sorry, I'm just getting a phone call. Hey, I'm on stream. Alright, cool, see ya. Bye, love you, bye. Alright, sorry, I'm back. This will equal fancy sort of stuff where it's like static URL. I think this is where I actually double check my work, making sure that it's correct. So project information, no, it's incorrect. It's this, it's static, and then it's using the /. So static, and then it's just using a / to do that. So we hit refresh. So static is working, and then the user level is working perfectly. All right, sweet. So we've got our information coming in. We've got our change task links. I don't know why it's like this. I'm gonna have a look on another page to find out why that's happening. So we go to this page. We notice we've got a H2. We've got the components. That's why we've got the HR that cuts this all up. Okay. Yeah, so we've got to put back that HR. So going back to the not the parents module, the change task modules. So after this all URL stuff, we need a simple HR. Wait a couple of seconds, we'll hit refresh. And we'll do it on the wrong page again, so we go back to the right page and we hit refresh. And there's something else that this one line here, which is really annoying, and how this doesn't look like how it got it. So I'm just gonna, so notice how this looks like this over here, and we've got this underlined whenever it's sort of selected. We don't actually have that here. And I'm just wondering if the request for changes, yeah, it's like this. So now we've just got to fix this up. This could be a simple missing class or something like that. So I'm just gonna select, so under card body, we've got the URL with the ID MISC module tabs. We're going to double check this one also to see if it's the MISC module tabs. So they're both MISC module tabs, and I've called this something different. And it could be just as simple as me putting that in and having that done. So that's what we're going to do. Scroll up here, we're going to use that. We'll wait a couple of seconds, we'll just hit reload. And it's our, what we need. So that is perfect. All right, cool. So now we've got the change task links. The following are links to other change tasks. So you could either block an existing change task in the future or set it blocked in the yada, yada, yada. This link won't, yeah, this link won't work, which is fine. So what we need to do is we need to create that modal, which is very easy to create. We can, it's going to be a bit different. So the modal itself is only going to pull data from the current RSC. So any other change tasks, it's not going to worry about. If the person selects, oh, I want to actually block something, then we only want to put change tasks which are in the future. If they say is blocked by, we want to put change tasks that are in the past. So yes, this will be very custom. We could probably use the same shell of what we've already got and just modify it. Yeah, all right, cool. Let's do that. Just wait, I'm just gonna knock that into the dirt pile. Okay. It smells so much better in here now. So I'm gonna close all this, Gonna reopen. So we're just after the change task link list, and we are going to go to the submodules, and we're going to go object links. No, we want one of the wizards. So we want not the sub-object links, we want sorry, I'm just trying to remember what it's called. It's not under submodules, it's under wizards. We want new link wizard. So we're going to create something similar. It's going to be a new file. It's going to be called new change task link wizard. And I'll just .view. Yeah. We'll keep it like that. So in the new link wizard, we're going to probably nick most of this code. We probably won't need most of this. Yeah, let's just nick the template for the moment and then work up on the code, because I have a feeling with that code, I'm going to be changing 90% of it. So let's just copy all this. Just paste it in here. Let's add in our script. We need JavaScript view. Let's bang this up. Let's name is going to be called new change task link wizard. It's a handful. We don't need any components at the moment. We're just keeping this very, very simple so it just renders. So up here straight away, we've got new link modal. So this will be new change task link modal. So we're making just a minor change. Label modal, header. All right. New change task link wizard. All right. So we've got a button, close, modal, link close button. All right. I'll keep it link close button. That's fine. I mean, change task link close button. It's fine. We won't overname it. All right, straight away, choosing an object type we don't need. Goodbye. Choosing the relationship. So relationship, please select an appropriate relationship of the object. Default is relate. We don't need this. Please indicate if you are blocking future change tasks, or if a past change task is blocking current change task. All right, simple, easy. We will need those objects in the relations. That's fine. So current object. So at the moment, let's have a look at what it looks like over here. So we're going to go link objects, create new link, current object, change task, and then we'll edit the stuff down later. Select which objects to link with. We could potentially modify this. I don't foresee us a lot of this we can get rid of. So table containing results we'll get rid of completely. to do, add in render content. So this is fine. All right, cool. So straight off the bat, we know that there is some data. Oh, I don't think it's that. It's data. Yep. Okay, let's new link wizard is searching. We want that. Now the thing is, we don't have a searching feature whatsoever. I just realized, because it will get this data when the page loads. So we won't need this loading placeholder at all. All right, so we got, sorry, there are no results to do, add reminder calendar. Yep, cool. So at the moment, we've got none of that. We got object model. Object relationship model. All right, what's object model? Oh yeah. I don't need the object model. I need the object. I need these. Now, I am going to keep the same terminology. So we won't need this. We won't need this. But we'll keep the object. I mean, I should change that to change task relation. Yeah. And then change task relation model. And then change task results. All right, that's fine. We can. So up here, we just need to go change task relations, and then change task relation model, object selection. Yep, that's fine. And then change task. Oh, we don't need to worry about it being disabled or not. Cool. And then I'm just double checking this is rendering perfectly fine. So if we go to change task list, we'll undo this. We'll put in a components thing here. And then we go import change. New change task. Change task link wizard from new change task link wizard .view. All right, cool. Get rid of, for some strange reason, it does this. Change new change task link wizards. Yes. All right, cool. And down here, we just new change task link modal. New change task link wizard. We need to vbind no, we don't need to vbind destination. We don't need location ID to be vbinded in. We won't deal with that update whatsoever. Cool. So what I'll do is I'll keep it like that. And then that should compile perfectly fine. We need to go over here. We need to reload the change task. And so it didn't run. We've got quite a bit of warnings. Failed to resolve component icon. Oh, cool. We can fix those up very quickly. Type error, can't access property linked out. Yes, okay, cool. So what's happened is with the new change task wizard, I don't have any of the icon files in here. It's freaking out and it's like, oh, I don't like this man. So what we need to do is we need to bring in these two lines. So we go up here, we go bang, we go bang, we go bang, we go bang. We also go, now this is a mix-in, it goes after data. And it's an array, so we've got icon, mix-in, and icon. So I don't know if we need icon in there, but that's fine, we're double checking this anyway. Oh, we just need icon and components. And then icon mix it in here. We don't need the error whatsoever. Okay, so hopefully that now renders everything fine. No, didn't like it. Failed to resolve end select. Forgot to put in the end select. Import n, oh wait, it's like this, n select from naive UI, cool. N select. Wait a second or two, hit refresh. Property destination was accessed during render but is not defined during instance. Yes, we need to actually import VueJS. So import, tell you what, let's actually have a look at what else we got to do in here. Let's, okay, cool. Error modal mix in, I don't think we need it at the moment. Icon mix in, this is Axios, and VueJS we need. So I do believe we need Axios, just not yet though. No, not yet. And select VueJS we do need though. So bang this down, VueJS. Wrong button. And then we've got mix-ins. I think we put it in the, where do we put it again? We'll just grab this, but I don't need it anywhere else. So, and the components actually should belong above the data. So let's hit refresh. I'm screwing up. Property destination was accessed during render, but yeah. Destination, get destination, location ID, get location ID. All right. Wait a second or two, hit refresh. Find out property object results was accessed during render but not defined. This is because I haven't cleared it out just yet. So what we need is, we need this to be change task results. And then change task model. Just having a quick object. Hey, Steffi, how are you? Yeah. Daylight savings just finished. So I'm now an hour into your future. So yeah, how have you been? I hope you've been going well. Because yeah, I think I finished just before you're getting up. Memory serves me correctly. Alright, so I think I've done most of the things in here. I mean, please select which of the, that should be change tasks you want to connect to this change task. Wait a couple of seconds, hit reload. We're getting a lot less warnings now. We've got change task model was accessed during render, but not defined on an instant. Oh. Change task. Yep. What's this one? Sorry, there are no results. All right, I've mucked up this. So let's have a look at what I've done. So change task results. All right, that one's fine. And then the change task model doesn't equal null. There you go. Just used the wrong thing. Property link model was accessed. All right, what is link model for? Let's have a look at what link model did back here. All right. Yep. Aye. There we go. Link model. Okay, unhandled error during execution of function. Let's just hit reload. Let's hope for the best. Change task model was accessed during render, but not defined on instance. All right. Change task model. I only got one. Okay, so that should be this model. Okay, wait a couple of seconds, hit reload. Invalid prop, check the prop expected string with value static, got. All right, what prop is this? Because there are no props here whatsoever. Change task information. All right, I'm going to put this at the top. So this is props. Expected string with value static. Got regex. All right. Let's have a look at the change task information. It might be because I've screwed up this. So what we're going to do, project information. We are going to, yeah, I did do some backticks. That's why. Okay, so what's happened is I need to put in a backtick here and a backtick here, and that turns it into a string. So it's complaining because it's sending data through, but Vue.js is like, wait, this isn't a string. Done. All right, and this renders up here. Sorry, there are no links for this. Now, in this sort of case, it's a requirement. So let's actually edit that right now. All right, if there's no links for this change task. All right, so if we hit this new link, it opens up this. So we've got relates in there by default. So we need to go down here and change that to blocking. And then we just hit refresh. Go create link. It's currently blocking. Sweet. And then now we just need to actually get all the change tasks for this particular project. Which I'm just wondering if we should store that at this level. Yes, we should. We will need that information at this level. I'm just wondering if we need it at a higher level. We won't need it at a higher level, just this level. And we won't need it to refresh on this page, because if someone goes away from this page and comes back, then it'll refresh. I don't foresee you needing to constantly keep it up to date. I mean, we could set it back from the back end down here, but once again, this is the Axios. We will need to eventually update all this sort of stuff. So, yeah. Hopefully that isn't making this room too smoky, but it's better than an alternative. Sorry, I'm just thinking about the little incense here, just going off. For those that missed it, I'm looking after my father's cat, and holy hell, she made a stanky mess. Methods. All right, this is an object, and mounted is a function. So straight off the bat, what we want to do is get all change tasks. Now that will be a simple function. Now this is complaining whenever I do it. I'm just having a look at how I'm updating all the methods. Yeah, they're just simplified nowadays. So like this. All right, so use Axios to get data. So one thing we could potentially do is we could use the object data to get that from there, but this is a very specific sort of case. We've got a specific change task. I'm just wondering if we have access to the, this is where we go into our Vuex. If we actually have access to the RFC data, we do, but we don't actually have the RFC there, which is not a problem. We can send back the change task to get that. So let's build out the back end. So under views, we've got the change task views. So this is going all the way over here. I should also note that I should save this. This is going to do nothing at the moment, but that's perfectly fine. We haven't even got Axios in yet. So I'm just going to have a look. So we've got change task information, change task deleted, change task save, update status for the change task. What we need is get change task list. Yeah. So def get change task list. All right, the min permissions will be a 1 for this. This will be a request and change task ID along with the args and our quags. All right, let's bang that in like this. A post node to get a list of all change tasks assigned to an RFC. The RFC is linked to the change task ID. So, and then we've got param request, which will sort of blank up param change task ID, the change task ID, which we will obtain the RFC from, and then return list of all change tasks assigned to this RFC. All right, cool. So straight off the bat, what we want is we want RFC results equals the request for change dot objects dot filter. We actually, do we want to use filter or do we want to use a get? Get. Yes, I want to use a get here, but I'll be using a filter and returning those results. I don't want the RFC whatsoever. I'm just having the RFC here just to actually make the next step easier. Remember with Django, it is lazy when it deals with these sort of things. So if you set up an object like this but never use it, it won't actually run that particular object. It is a little bit of a waste having it there, but that's fine. So the good thing about that is if you've got complicated sort of logic, you can split it up as best as possible. And it only runs it when it needs it. So get, in this sort of case, we don't really mind if it's deleted or anything like that, because it should, if it's being deleted, it should delete the change tasks. Or in reality, you really shouldn't be able to get to the change tasks whatsoever. So yes. Anyway, we'll just put it in there. Anyway, is deleted equals false. What we want is, we also need the change task information too. Oh no, I won't need this. I won't need this at all. So this will be change task results. Actually, no, this is the instance equals change task dot objects dot get, where the PK, I should use change task ID equals change task ID. Right, that is fine. And then from here, change task results equals change task dot objects dot filter, where is deleted equals false. This is simplifying this a lot. So the RF, so the request for change equals the change task instance dot request change. Now I'm not 100% sure with that. So what we're doing is we're going and opening up my database using Beekeeper Studio. Sorry, I'm just also making sure work hasn't contacted me. Sorry, absolutely forgot what I was doing. Request for change. So change tasks. So is that the right thing? Let's actually request for change, we need change tasks, which are up here. So we need to view data. So what we've got in here is change task ID, change task title, change task description, yada, 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 change task seconds, required by, change task status, downtime, date created, modified, is deleted, change task assigned user ID, change task user ID, creation user ID, request for change ID. So it's request for change ID. So this should be request for change ID and then underscore ID. And we're being very verbose and very strict with that there, having IDs on the end of those. So that should be fine. And then, because this is a filter, we send the data back. Object data has, this is where we do this quite often. So let's scroll down where we serialize stuff like this. And I'm just wondering if, yeah, all right, cool. So it's pretty much like this. So send data to user, which serialize, and then what we want is change task results, and we should be happy with that. Okay. So now we need the URLs. So going down further, the URLs is another one which I should start looking into splitting this up, just because there's so many of them. Look at that. In this sort of case, we actually want to use this information off change task. So we've got change task information, we've got the delete, we've got the save. We can actually use this to actually get information. So what we want here is path. We want change task information. We want our int change task ID. And then what we want is get change task list. Change task list. I'm just double checking that that's what we've got here. So get change task list. Perfect. Next thing, what we want is change task views dot get change task list, and then we want our name equals to change task get change task list. It's a bit of a horrible name, but yeah, it makes sense. We do need a little comma there, so we're just making sure that Python is running still. It is still running. What I'm actually going to do is, this is going to be naughty. I'm actually commenting out this one line, and I am going to put a little thing in here, a little debug, right there. I'm going to hit save, waiting for everything to run. All right, so reason why I've gotten rid of the post is I want to test this. Simple as that. So we've got our change task information. I'm just going to duplicate this page. And then what we should do is, I believe we get these two values. So, and I want get change task list. All right, cool. Straight off the bat, that should actually be a / at the end, but we won't tell anyone. So we get our change task instance. We're going to step over that. So our change task instance over here is the change task backup database. All right, that looks what we want. I just realized we should be actually excluding that result from here anyway, from the back end. So it gets all this data, it gets the change task results. It looks like it's going to look fine. So I'm just going to hit play. I'm going to hit remove that. And as you see, we've got two results in here. So the first result is PK3, which is our one which we're going to exclude, and PK10. So if we go down here and have a hover over this, we can see that it goes to change task 10. This is working perfectly. So we need to exclude where the change task ID equals change task ID. And that's all we need to do to fix up this. So if we actually go back to this and we'll hit refresh, it'll only get that number 10. We can't make the task block itself and so forth like that. So we get rid of that. Perfect. So the next thing we want to do is we want to uncomment that out. We'll hit save. We're happy with how that's actually tested and how that's going to get that data. So now what we want to do is we want to go down to here, get this in the mounted. We just want to do this.get all change tasks. There's a reason why I do this like this. Get the data. So I don't want the mounted getting too huge. Then also, if I have it up here, it is something which I can actually later on down the track actually reuse. So we need Axios in here. So going up here, we go const Axios equals require Axios. All right. Axios.post. What we need is this.root URL. We won't need the /. We need the change task information / the current this.location ID get change task list, and then /. Then response. What we want is link model equals response.data. And then I won't put in any errors at the moment. Let this one component for the moment silently fail. Okay, cool. Wait a few seconds. We're going back to over here. We are going to hit reload. Now we've got no way to tell that that data's there. Even if I click on this, it's going to say there's no results. So there's two ways of me testing this. Network. We need to, there's the get change task list request response. So we've actually got the data come through, which is great news. Sorry, for me. That's great news for us. The next thing we want to do is under the view, we're going to check the components. We're going to go down further. So we've got the change task list. Then we've got the new change task wizard. So over here, we've got the link model, and there it is. So now we just need to get rid of this and actually render what we want. So choose relationship type, selecting which objects to link to. So if the change task result equals 0 and that equals none, all right. Link model. So no, that's not correct. Link model is, all right, it's meant to be this one. Letting it refresh, going to hit refresh. All right, create new link. Oh, hello. All right, closing that. Change task modules, open this up. Change task list, open that up. New change tasks. We've got it on the link model anyway. We want the change task results didn't come through. Or did I screw up? Change task results. Yep. And we won't need that in this. So we can get rid of this by simplifying that tenfold. So change task results dot length. So just waiting a second, just gonna hit reload. Gonna console, something failed. Request failed with 500 code. Let's actually have a look. So we'll go to network. We've got our get changed results. All right. It's saying the change task list didn't render this time. I have a feeling we're gonna have to wait 200 of a second, which is fine. As I feel like all that data isn't getting there just yet, because it worked the first time. So one thing to do: console log location data this dot location ID. Because yeah, this has got a 0 here. Right, wait a few seconds, hit reload. Still got a 0, and if we go to console, yeah, location data 0, but let's have a look at our view. Our location data is 3, so we do have to put on a little tiny thing. So set timeout. And then what we want to do is we're going to create a little tiny function where it's literally just this. And we want to do it for 200th of a millisecond. So not long. Yes. Yes. No one. Looking after my fella's cat at the moment. All right, just waiting a couple of seconds. Going to hit refresh. Should look at the network. So the network has worked. We've just added on that little tiny bit of leeway for it. And then if we create a new link to do add and render content. So, considering it is just hit 10 o'clock right now, I'm probably going to call it there. We will add in the render content next week. But what we're actually going to do is we're going to probably hit 2 birds with 1 stone. We're actually going to make this render content look nice. So what we want to do is when someone selects something, it'll look a lot nicer than what we currently have. Yeah, so let's, I need to just design it up a little bit, play around with it. This is coming along really, really well. So yeah, let's find someone to stream. To raid. No. My brain. All right, Ready up. Let's raid Pippin.
Bowser is coming.
That was really loud. I do apologize. And I'm going to do this correctly. All right. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for coming. It has been really, really productive this evening. We've got a little bit left to do, but once again, that little bit will also affect somewhere else. I kind of want to put in some improvements elsewhere at the same time. So hitting multiple birds with 1 stone. So yes, thank you very much. And hello, Null Pointer. Terribly sorry, but I'm just about to raid another stream. But yes, do feel free to follow, and hopefully I will catch you next time or on our Discord. So yes, thank you very much, everyone, and I do hope you enjoy Pip Vin's stream. So yes, I'll be here again same time on my Friday. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much for coming through. Anyway, have a great day, everyone.